All right. We made it to Stockholm, Sweden. Holy cow. That was a long flight. St. Louis, Chicago, London, London, Stockholm. Well, it's Sunday night. I've got client meetings in Stockholm for 2 days, and then we're heading to Paris. This week, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, one of the first topics from season 1. I'll include a link below, but it's about being technical. So I'm here as a technical advisor for client meetings. I'm then speaking down at Paris at our Global Tax Symposium. We're going to be talking about all things technical and why it's important to be technical in whatever profession or career that you're driving towards. Let's get this week going, shall we? So the hotel that we're staying is right there, and that hotel actually used to be a bank. And if you're familiar with something called the Stockholm Syndrome, which is a syndrome when somebody gets kidnapped and then they take to their captors, you create some weird psychological empathy with your captors when you've been captured. I don't know. Well, the bank where hostage were held, and one of the hostages apparently, I don't really know the story, but I'll include some information below. I'm sure it's a Wikipedia thing. But the whole Stockholm Syndrome, that happened right there in that bank, which is now a hotel, which is where we're staying. Pretty interesting, huh? All right. One of the things that I learned while I was doing some lunch, and the irony is not lost on me, that in a Be Technical video, I actually pointed to the wrong building that was the bank for the Stockholm Syndrome. Let's get some perspective on this. I actually pointed to this building, and the building where the Stockholm Syndrome took place is this building. So I think we have our first lesson for the vlog, which is you need to know what you're talking about, and just making stuff up is never a good idea in business. Arguably, there are less consequences in a vlog, but I still try to keep it real. This is the building where Stockholm Syndrome was invented, caused, happened. Not that building. And both of those are the hotel, by the way, which is why it's a little confusing. All right, we're gonna do a little sightseeing. It's rainy and it's cold, but we've got about an hour and a half before our flight to Paris, so we'll go see a little bit of the city. All right, we're at the European Global Tax Symposium in Paris. Got in late last night. We have about 2 days of really interesting technical things we're learning. And the part of being technical is really understanding your specialty. And whatever you do, if you're a tax nerd like me or whatever you do, it's really important to know your stuff. And how do you learn your stuff? You just gotta put in the time. You gotta do the reading. And you gotta practice. So one of the things that I'm doing this week is I'm giving a presentation, an update on US tax. And I am constantly reading to stay technical. And I'm gonna be sharing some of my information and wisdom that I would like to think that I have about our US tax system with a bunch of my European colleagues here. So we've got a dinner tonight in a spectacular ballroom, and gonna be wandering around and doing a bunch of learning myself, taking on some wisdom from some of my other colleagues, particularly with respect to changes that are taking place across the globe, and gonna be learning some myself as well as teaching. Let's go check out the conference. The European Global Tax Symposium was taking place in the same hotel where we were staying. So it was super convenient. I was presenting on various US international tax matters, and there were all kinds of people from the international tax community that were at our Global Tax Symposium. Was able to hang out with the Elvis of international tax, Pascal Saint-Amand, who leads the OECD. I'm not sure how happy he would be with that particular title, but it's kind of true. He's probably one of the most famous people in our profession. The other thing that we got to do in Paris was to go see a very famous light show. The theme for this light show was Van Gogh, Starry Night. We're getting ready to head into the Van Gogh exhibit. It's supposed to be spectacular. Let's go take a look. All right, I'm here at the Louvre. That's the Louvre. What's as important as being technical and really having a good comprehensive understanding of your area, whatever that might be? You don't need to know everything, but what's really important is knowing where to find things. And as a tax lawyer, having a good understanding of the resources available to you is really important. But that's not unique to being a tax lawyer. So whatever your area is, if you know where to find things, and if you have your own system to allow you to be able to access information in a very organized and timely manner, that is going to give you an advantage in the workplace. One practical thing that I do is I have a comprehensive hard drive of all kinds of technical information that I can find very quickly. And in fact, I can find them on any of my devices. It's just a little hack that I have to be able to find information. So don't feel like you need to memorize everything. If you've got a good system to be able to access information, that's another form of being technical. All right, we're gonna go do some more sightseeing. The conference is over, but we're gonna go do some more sightseeing. So, Kelly McConey's here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you guys knew this, but Kelly's not a big fan of actually appearing on the Doug McConey vlog. I describe her as a reluctant participant.
Also, you always put the camera on my face when I'm not expecting it.
Well, that's part of the magic.
So I always seem evil.
So,
It's terrible.
Paris, thank you. Paris is the first...
Nice.
Paris is the first city that I visited outside the US, and I think I was probably 21. And one of the first things that we did when we came with my dear friend Paul was Notre Dame. And this is the first time that we've been to Paris since the fire. So we're going to go pay tribute to a beautiful piece of architecture and just a devastating fire. There she is. Just really, really sad. And it's amazing to me how architecture can connect you to a city. And I think about the Arch in St. Louis, which is I have such pride in, and obviously the French people have such pride in Notre Dame. And I look forward to coming back with the spire back and back in all of its glory.
J'ai fait du chemin sans chavirer. On t'a fond work pour les loves. Même en solo, rien à cirer. Trop speedé, toi t'es sur pause. Je vadrouille en ville pour cette maille. Je me sens bien. Tout est facile, précis. C'est bien. Bien. Ah ouais. Bien.
We saw the Eiffel Tower sparkle. It was beautiful. A great trip. What do you think, Kel?
C'est bon?
C'est bon. We made it back from Paris, back to St. Louis. Let's reflect a little bit on being technical. Obviously, to be able to be respected in your career, to be able to get promoted and move forward, it's really important to understand the technical aspects of what you do. And it's not just memorizing those things, it's understanding where to find them. But the last piece of advice that I would give to people that are early in their career, looking to change, or really just looking to get to that next step in their career, besides knowing your stuff and knowing where to find it, there really has been a massive shift, I think, in all industries from a technology perspective. And one of the things that I've really spent a lot of time, particularly over the last few years of my career, is in addition to being just a real technician and technical nerd, I've spent a lot of time thinking about how technology is going to be changing the way we work and actually applying those technology tools. So I would encourage you, in addition to knowing your technical aspects of your field, embrace technology, because technology is fundamentally going to change how we operate. And so it's not just going to be important to know your stuff and to know the technical aspects, but you're going to need to understand the technology tools and be able to keep up with the change of pace in industry, unlike anything that I've seen in my career. And I foresee that continuing to change. So know the technical aspects of what you need to do in your career, but also know what technology and how technology is going to be changing that. So, all right, this was a great week. I need to get a little bit of rest here, warm up for the next week. We've got a short turnaround tomorrow, early flight. So thanks for tuning in to another exciting edition of the Doug McConey vlog. Don't forget to like and subscribe, people. So stay tuned for more exciting content on the Doug McConey channel.